Um, I have just realized something and I want to share it with you. In 2020, almost 6 years ago, I saw a dream, and that dream, it's a big dream, to be honest. Also, there was a scientist, one woman. She wanted to be validated. She wanted to feel validated. It is a long, very detailed, and very realistic dream. And it's a long dream because it's a different time when we sleep. I mean, if you know, you know. And I have written that dream to my dream book, but I didn't. I don't have it right now. So I will try to explain it as much as I can remember. Universe is giving me signs because something that I have realized right now is very connected with that dream, and when I realized it, I just cried. So anyway, in that dream there's a scientist, a woman, and she is working on something. She has a project, and she is working on that project. This project is like it's kind of a little bit futuristic, okay? She's working on this technology to transfer the brain to a machine. She's working on this technology, okay? And she of course she's working alone on this project, and and she needs funds, right? So she's working alone in this project, and the man who has the money one day saying her that you need to give us a real example. It must work. You need to show that it must work, otherwise we will cancel this project. We will not fund it. She has worked years on this project, okay? So she's like devastated. And one day in her office, of course she works alone on this project, she's like, there isn't much time. There was a deadline, okay? There was a deadline. Like, make it happen, make it a real example by this time, or else we will cancel. So as the time passes, like, there's not much time, and she's like, okay, I need to, like, this prototype that with what I have created, I need to try it on my brain. You know, she decides that. So she's in her lab, in her office. She sits, she puts the thing, she connects it. And she turns on the machine, some electricity, blah blah blah, and it doesn't really work as it is intended. And in my dream, it was when the memories of the scientist were being transferred to the machine, there is an electrical electricity goes, okay, so it's like a problem happens, and because there's a problem happens in the mid of the transfer, she dies, this woman dies, and her memory is she is like her brain, okay, her brain is transferred to this machine, but she's it's like this machine, it's corrupted, it's the corrupted brain, like it is, the data is corrupted, okay. So, and when the scientists when the man, all that man comes to check the lab and check the scientists, like what have you done, like is it done, like were you able to create a real, you know, working prototype, like, you know, when they come to the lab, they see that like she's dead, and this like it didn't work, so they throw it off. That's, well, they I guess they did something with the body, but I don't remember, like they did it, like they throw it off, okay, they throw it off, everything to the trash, you know, trash, like big trash, you know, when cities when trash is collected, you know, there are certain places in the cities where all that trash is collected, so all those trash in the office, in the lab, goes to the trash area, okay. So time passes, and this, well, I'm gonna call it robots. That prototype, it's like a ball, okay, there is a ball, but metallic ball, okay, that's the image, okay. It regains consciousness, like it doesn't really regain consciousness, but it's, yeah, it's like a corrupted brain, okay. Over time passes, and this machine, this ball, okay, this metallic ball, is trying to move itself, okay. It's like it's rolling and trying to move, and so time passes in again, and in that trash area, this machine finds itself some parts and connects to those parts to its, like, to the ball, okay, to itself, to the machine, to the metal ball, okay. It's the head, okay. So, and well, time passes one by one, like it's not a immediate process, okay. Time passes, and one something and something, and this machine has scissors legs, like this is one leg, this is another, something like that, okay. Like over time, you know, the machine and connects, has a like some like pencil, like, so anyway, so when this machine has legs, okay, from the trash area, but not arms, okay, just 1 second. Okay, I saw this dream in 2020, but I drew the robot in 2021 to my sketchbook. I tried my best. Like I did some research on what is this scene boards, but of course I'm not like I'm in like I don't know anyway. Okay. Anyway, so this is the robot. Okay. At first, like it is just a ball. Okay, and then it connects this body, okay, and then before like when this robot is in the trash area, it also gets these legs and but not arms. And after that, this robot, like throughout my dream, this robot is trying to to find something. This robot is in search of something, okay, something so much. And but this robot doesn't know because her brain is corrupted, okay, because the brain is corrupted. This she this robot, she doesn't know what she's chasing, but this robot is chasing something so much, okay, from the beginning of my dream to the very end, always chasing something to feel something, okay, to feel something, to this lack of something, okay, trying to feel this emptiness, but this emptiness doesn't go away. And I was as the consciousness seeing this dream, I was a detective. Of course I was conscious, like this is lucid dreaming, as always. So, but this robot, as soon as this robot started, walking, going to the city area, this robot was slow, okay? And everyone was like, wait, what is this robot? Like, what's happening? Where does it come from? And of course, the man, the funding people, like the man who had money, they realized it afterwards. But this is like very detailed, okay? So, and of course, time passes. Anyway, investigation starts. Blah blah blah. Because this robot, when she goes to the city, she starts killing people. And this is like in my dream, okay. But apart from being a detective, I was also the seer from above, okay, without any judgment. I was like watching it as if it's a movie. So this robot was killing people and cutting their body parts, like their arms, their heads, this robot was cutting the human body parts, okay, when after like killing them, or like directly cutting the arms, etc etc. This robot always tried to feel that emptiness, that she wasn't even enough conscious to feel the emptiness, to be aware of that emptiness. And of course, the police, you know, like people were in people started in chaos happened, like there is this killer robot, and everyone in the city bullied this robot without really understanding where it came from, without really trying to understand where this robot come from, okay, without really thinking or questioning the motives behind this type of behavior, okay. So, and I was an investigator in this dream, and of course, like the man who were part of this project, after all that time, they tried to cover everything up, okay, they tried to cover everything up, they tried to hide everything. And but while all the city was blaming the robot, saying that it's a killer robot, it's a murderer, this killer robot, killer, everyone was putting a bad name to this robot. But this is a robot, like what can you say, like. And I was an investigator, and I was like, but why, like why is no one questioning, like questioning why the robot kills, like why the robot kills these people, why the robot takes and collects the parts of the body of these humans, like why specifically collecting these and cutting the parts of the human body, like why. And I was an investigator, and I decided that one day I so at that time, you know, time passes as well, that city area where the robot was, okay, it was how do you say, when, you know, humans were removed from that area because of the danger. I don't remember the English word right now, but that's what happened. So it was like these police tapes on the city, okay, city border, city area, okay. And one day when the area was quiet and alone, when no one was there, when the police wasn't there, I went to that area, okay, and I was like, okay, I want to understand this robot, why it kills people and why it collects the body parts. And I, of course, I wasn't running away from the robot. I was the only one who wasn't running away from this robot. And I was thinking, and I was also not backing off, like I wasn't going back. I was also slowly getting closer to this robot, and also trying to empathize, like empathy to this toward this robot, okay. I was also always thinking that I was questioning, okay, I was questioning, and you know, like time passes, this robot gets me, drags me somewhere, okay, this robot drags me somewhere, and I knew that this robot eventually will kill me as well. But I need to know why. And it's at that moment I'm getting going to the end of my dream. I was sitting alone, sitting in a chair, okay, and just when I realized just when I realized, okay, just when I realized what happened, why this robot was killing people, and no one saw her, like no one tried to understand this robot. And I was there, I was um um what is the English word? Oh, tesla olmak, English word, English word. Like, I let myself to this robot. Okay, I give myself to this robot, and like, okay, I surrender to this robot. Okay, so this whole process, I wasn't like doing any force. Okay, like, I was surrendered to this robot. This robot was dragging me, and at the end of my dream, while I was sitting and like thinking and thinking and thinking, and when I realized why this robot kills and collects body parts, this robot cut my left arm, and I died and I woke up. End of the dream. Why I am saying this right now is because I am at the end of my spiritual enlightenment, and right now, on this energetic level that I have, I am seeing something that is so deep, okay, that a trauma that I have, a way of existing, okay, that I have. This is very deep, and this is very integrated to me. And to the year 2020 was the beginning of my fast awakening process. Well, yeah, I had awakenings before that, but in 2020 it was like a big spiritual awakening for me. So, and right now, in my spiritual enlightenment process, I have this energy that I'm still trying to let it go. Okay, I'm still trying. I know that I've healed from it at certain degree, but right now this energy is, I'm trying to like let go. Okay, but this energy is chasing something, always chasing something, always and always chasing something, to feel this emptiness that I feel inside. Okay, it's this emptiness, is not really in my heart, it's in my body, like in my everything, okay, my existence. And of course, this emptiness that I feel comes from my traumas, my childhood traumas, and it is extremely deep. So this life, this 26 years of my life, I've never experienced beyond that energy. So everything and anything that I have experienced was in that energy. So this energy that I'm trying to let go is very big. It is the biggest energy that I'm trying to let go. So this dream, this robot represents me, represents my brain, because in 2020 I was kind of like going to this rabbit hole of losing my sanity, in a bad way, because I have also learned how to lose sanity in a good way, but also it is also bad. But it was horrible, because in my body, I had energies of sadistic energies. Like I was feeling nice, I was feeling good when I'm hurt, because I was hurt so much that I have evolved that way. Okay, I have evolved that way. That wasn't what I intended. It just, even if I have resisted it, that's how I've become. Okay. And this robot, this dream that I have, it was my existence, my essence confronting itself, that it's like I've never seen. I was judged, because all that hate, all that lack of love made me love sadistic features. Like that's basically what I had gone through for the past years. All that working from the table and eating on my desk, working from my desk, not sleeping enough. This is all the representation of this robot. I was this robot. And but in order to live this life and to experience all that pain and let go of that pain, to carry this energies, my nervous system and my brain had to be broken. Like this was meant to be. Years passed, and for me to be able to live this life as a chosen one, okay, as a chosen one, because this is not what normal people go through, and this is intended, like this is how it was meant to be, because I have experienced all spectrum of pain, so that's why I can help humanity. That's why I am seeing a part of me in others. So that was intended, but the stake of that, like the price of it, was losing my brain, losing myself, but also not the trauma itself, but the healing itself. Like trauma itself made me lose my brain, but then I confronted it, and when I got my brain to be able to heal and to be and to work on my soul purpose, I had to lose my brain again. So this robot is me. All my life I was in that energy, in that energy, experienced everything in that energy. I'm chased, there was emptiness inside of me. That was intended, because I was this pain, and then I had to do it. I had to be quick, I had to hurry, I had to feel not enough. But this is what happened, okay? And I know that I will feel love in my life in the upcoming months, in the upcoming years. I know, but because I have never given the bare minimum of respect, of love, because it, like, I was used. That's why now everything that I can give to myself, I've learned, and I have given love to myself. But I didn't know that love was something that I will feel outside of me. and that will be given to me. I've never realized that, okay? Because those men who wanted this project to work, they had deadlines. They never, like, hey, are you okay? No, 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 no. Like, they had deadlines. They were like, oh, you had to do this. And now I realize this is a beautiful coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's a very beautiful design. It is like this there is this painful yet beautiful thing. Because I have continued living my life. That's why I see what I have lost. Like, you know, and it was like, yeah, this is a very good dream. Like, maybe someday, somewhere, somehow, like an animation will be created or something, you know, like, I don't know. It was a very good, you know, dream, visually, mentally, you know, like, it was meaningful. I learned a lot. um it was like as if the dream was also created for this moment of time, for the 2026 me, you know. It wasn't just for the person that has started spiritual awakening in the 2020. No, this dream was also for me, for this me, because that's exactly what I have lived all my life. And I know how not to chase. I know. I have learned. But this is something deep. It's like when you exist without doing anything, you become like, then what else? Then what else? Like, what do I need to do, you know? Just to feel valuable, you know? To feel valuable, like, just to feel just to feel just to validate your existence, you know, just to feel your worth, like, just to feel that I am worth existing. And of course this comes from this very heavy narcissistic abuses, and also like physical abuses, verbal abuses.